Welcome back, guys, to Kerbal Space Explosion. So it's been a few days since the last episode, and that's because I've been putting in some time planning a super mission to Jewel. Jewel, the gas giant with its 5 moons, all in different inclinations and orbits and different amounts of gravity. One of them has an atmosphere. And we're going to take a ship that's going to combine together 6 different parts or so. Kind of like what we did with Eve, where we took multiple ships to Eve and they split up and then we got back together and came back. Mostly, we still have Buzz left on Eve. I haven't forgotten. But we're going to do something similar, but it's going to be so much more awesome. I've been planning it. I've been doing it. I've done a lot of work. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. But since it's been a few days since an episode and I've been spending time doing that, I figured we would take some funny little ships and go visit some new Easter eggs. Well, new in that I didn't see them in my Easter egg video. I made a series of these little guys called Little Dynamo, I think. Let's hit rename. Little Dynamo Mark 1. Okay, I have a series of these little guys. Some of them are better than others. You can see this one. This is my first one. It doesn't even sit on the runway properly. One of these guys we'll use to fly. Let's see if this can even... Oh, what happened? Okay. Thrust nominal. Why are we not going? Close in air intake. Air intake's fine. Let's try reverting to launch. I don't recall this one having any problems. Anyway, we are going to mess around with a series of these guys, one of which we'll use to fly around to look at Easter eggs. There we go. I'm not sure what happened. And look at it. It lifts right off the ground. No runway required. No landing legs. This is Mark 1. One of them, a couple of them, the last couple I made are really good. Let's see. Whoa! This one, not so much. All right, here's Mark 2. I decided to make it a little bigger to try and make it a little more stable. It has the typical airplane look with the big swept wings on the front, the tail, and the the tail fin, all that kind of stuff. Let's see how this does. We're using a probe core again. And I've got I put some landing legs on the back here because otherwise it would just tip over like the last one. This one, much better. Look at this. So I'm pulling all the way back there on the S key to pull it back in that bank we just did, and it did not lose stability. Putting a tail on a plane like this really helps your stability a lot. Let's see. There is a bridge right there in the Space Center. I don't know if I can fly under it with this guy, but we can give it a go. At least we'll do a flyby. This guy flies really well. He's not quite as maneuverable as some of the later ones because I'm using the wide wings. The wide wings are more stable, but they're not quite as maneuverable, I guess, because you're... Well, I'm not going to pretend to know why. I'm not a aeronautics junkie or anything. Look at this. I'm just going to fly sideways. And we're getting lower. But look, we can pull it up just like that. Whoa! Pull up! Awesome! All right, let's do one more. This is a lot of fun, actually, just doing flybys. I kind of wish there were more buildings so that we could do flybys a little easier. I bet if I went to the canyons north of here, I bet we could do some really cool flybys. Here we go. Okay, let's tip down a little. Let's get down and dirty. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that was close. All right, we have enough fuel. We have enough fuel for another flyby. Since this is one of the more stable ones, he handles really nicely. The other ones are more maneuverable, but because the other ones are more maneuverable, the later ones, it's actually harder to do this because they change directions so quickly. Let's go upside down. Perfect. All right, one more. One more. This thing is a lot of fun to fly, actually. And it has a decent amount of fuel. For the later ones, I tried to go back to... I was trying to make something really small and fast. And I kind of got away with that. or got away from that in my usual way, my usual solution to things. Let's make it bigger. Let's add more boosters. Let's add more struts kind of thing. Whoa! Holy crap, that was close. Okay, one more. One more. I'm just trying to see how far I can push my luck. And it is just a probe core, so I mean, if it crashes, who cares? It's not like, even if it was a Kerbal in here, I mean, really, who cares? It's just a video game. Whoa! Go down. Wow! Oh, God! Oh, pull up. Go through here. I want to thread this needle. Oh, okay. We messed up. Let's go. Let's look at the next one. Okay, here is little Dynamo Mach 3. At this point, I thought, let's put as many air intakes as possible, and let's try 3 engines. I want to see how fast we can get going at sea level. We're using the turbo jets, which somebody, I think the thing that prompted this is someone said in a comment in one of my previous videos, if you want to make fast jets for flying around, use the turbo jets. The Rapiers are for single stage to orbit spaceplanes. You can see this one is, oh yeah, this one is very unstable. It will not fly straight. It's because there's no stabilizer on the back like that last one. So the weight. Oh, do you see it just turn around like that? It does. It does have a lot of acceleration power though. It's very unstable. But if it does this, it'll just turn around and just go whatever direction it ends up going. But I can't really control it, even with SAS on. And I believe I have like a stability thingy on the back there. Anytime you try to turn it, it just does this. And then it'll fly in the direction it decides to go in. But yes, very unstable. This was a failed venture. These guys are just liquid fuel. I took all the oxidizer out of them. All right, let's take a look at the next guy. All right, here's little Dynamo Mark 5. The Mark 4 we're going to skip for now. It's actually the one that we're going to use to go look at Easter eggs. I got a little distracted and ended up making a space plane. These are all supposed to be sea level elevation dogfighters, more or less. Oh, and we got some shake. This happened before. So I've launched this guy a few times, and half the time he'll do this shake thing. Half the time he won't. This was an effort to see, hey, I want to put as many engines as possible in this thing. I want to see how fast we can go at basically around sea level, under 1,000 meters. But we get this shaking effect. Let's do a relaunch. Let's revert flight, revert to launch. I did manage to get a normal launch before. Okay, here we go, loading in. I don't really need that on, but it's just a habit to have these visible. All right, here we go. Let's see if this launch is okay. If not, then we'll just move on to the next one. This guy wasn't a big success. He was just an All right, yeah. Let's look at the next one. That one was a massive failure. Okay, here we go. Little Dynamo Mark 6. This one with an actual Kerbal in the cockpit, just for funsies. We have a lot of air intakes on the front here. 4 of these turbojets, and the only fuel on the thing is this liquid fuel, going to all 4 of those guys. And this one isn't balanced either, as you can tell. But it doesn't matter. It will take off just fine the way it is. Look at that. It hardly needs any runway at all the way I balanced it. And I don't remember how well this one actually flies. Let's find out. I think it does okay. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. It's got more of a classical jet fighter look with the triangular wings. Which I guess from like the videos I've watched on aerodynamics, they make you more maneuverable and less stable. The wider wings that you see on airliners are more stable, less maneuverable. I guess that's kind of why you see those on the airliners and these on the jet fighters. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, let's do some. Oh gosh! Holy moly! Oh wow! That was really close. Let's I don't know if I have enough fuel. Let's see, how far is it to actually get to those mountains? Yeah, we don't have enough fuel. Let's go back to the Space Center. And you can see I'm pulling all the way back, and it's not losing control. I think the key to that are these guys, the tail fins that I started putting on. My previous space planes haven't all had that, and they have suffered for it. Whoa! We're coming in hot. Buzzing the tower. Whoa! Sorry, Tomble. Oh, are you alive? He may be alive, actually. No, he's not alive. He's not alive. All right, let's take a look at the next space plane. All right, so this guy is the little Dynamo Mark 7, the last one I made. It is probably the best plane I've made in Kerbal Space Program in terms of how well it flies. It doesn't have a lot of fuel. Only has 45 liquid fuel in there. That's the smallest fuel tank. Well, I guess it's not the smallest, but it's pretty darn small. There are smaller ones. But it flies really well. It's a really compact little dogfighter. And we're going to try to do some flybys. Look at that. It lifts off the ground almost automatically. Takes basically no runway whatsoever. It's also really easy to land. We're getting some wobbling. We got this with the other guy. I haven't had wobbling with this guy before, but look how fast he turns. And it doesn't lose stability at all. Let's do a loop-de-loop. Watch this loop-de-loop. Doesn't lose stability. The tail fins, man, they make and break the plane. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. We're fine. Yeah, we didn't lose any altitude in that loop-de-loop, which is nice. All right, let's get in closer. Actually, let's tell you what. We should have been doing this before. Camera chase. There we go. Yes. Oh, this is... Okay. If this makes you sick, I'm not sorry. Because this is awesome. Oh, God. This is way more exciting and nerve-wracking. And the fact that it's all shaking apart. Whoa! Does not help. Uh-oh. All right, let's try that again. See if we don't get the shaking this time. Revert to launch. I've flown around with that guy a bit. He's a lot of fun to fly. And I haven't had that shaking happen before. Let's see if we can get him to launch without that happening. Watch how quickly he takes off. Right there. Maybe... Oh, I wonder if he shakes if we turn off SAS. Let's try that. No, okay, let's not do that. He's not that well balanced that we can fly him without SAS. Maybe that'll be my next challenge in plane. Jet design, dogfighting, not to need SAS. But modern jet fighters do need a lot of stability control because they don't really fly that well. Oh my gosh, so shaky. Sorry, we'll almost be done. We're gonna move to the next phase where we go look for the Easter eggs. Oh gosh. All right, no more of that camera mode. Let's revert to launch. Let's fly one more time, but without the chase camera, which just makes it really hard to control. Maybe if we were actually inside the cockpit, but there is no cockpit. All right, maybe for another time. I'll try to fly in chase mode in the cockpit. This guy is a really, really nice jet to fly, though. I think I may try to make a version with a manned person in it that is slightly bigger, but kind of similar design. And the first couple times I flew him around, I didn't get this shaking action. And if I turn off SAS, yeah, it has something to do with SAS. Whoa, pull up! But he's pretty darn fast. Let's do a flyby before we run out of fuel. There really isn't much fuel in this guy. That's one downside. He needs an aircraft carrier to take him places, I guess. See how quickly he changes direction too. It is kind of hard to. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, we almost made it. Oh wait, there's the command module. No, we didn't make it. Okay, let's go to the meat and potatoes of the mission. All right, here she is, the little Dynamo Mark 4. Not so little. I got a little carried away and ended up making a... Well, it's not a single stage to orbit. It's a several stage to orbit, but it's a space plane. It goes to orbit. It's got the Rapier engines. It has a number of stages and it has a modular design, which I thought was pretty neat. And I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, you could keep adding more of these little sections with the... Let me pull up here and take off and put the gears away. I'm relatively certain. I didn't test it. But I'm pretty sure you could add several more of these little sections with the intake, the fuel tank, and the Rapier engine and the wing. That's modular. You can just grab this part right here and hit Alt-click it so that it copies it and copy it over, and you can probably just keep adding them. I didn't test it, but I'm pretty sure you could just do that. We need to come over here so that we're heading vaguely southeast. And then I'm going to climb at basically a 45-degree angle. And this thing will climb pretty aggressively. It's pretty stable. I put a huge wing on the back to keep it stable. We've got 3 of those vertical fins. Works pretty well. We are headed basically over to these mountains. I think we'll finish up this video with an Easter egg, and then we'll look at a couple more in the next one. This guy does fly pretty cool, and I've got some separatrons on the ends of the wings, and right here as well, so that when these things empty out, you can just stage them, and they'll fly down, slap into each other. Hopefully nothing bad will happen. If you don't have your engines throttled up, though, bad things can and will happen. So we're picking up a little bit of speed. Mostly, I just want to get up to around 18,000 meters. So that we can pick up a decent amount of speed. Oh, look at that. There's the airstrip over there and the little island space center. Which actually has a little, like, rocket or like scorched rocket inside of it that I forgot to look at last time we were there. That's, I guess, an Easter egg. But this guy will switch automatically to the rocket engine mode. It'll go from air breathing to closed circuit, and it'll start using this oxidizer at about 25,000 meters. I want to stay underneath that so that we're still being super efficient. Right now we have an ISP of almost 1,800, which is awesome. That's more than twice what nuclear engines give us. So I want to stay underneath that glass ceiling or whatever. But I want to pick up a lot of speed, so we want to get kind of close to it at the same time. So I'm going to get, well, we're almost there. We're climbing fairly aggressively. We already have an apoapsis of 30 seconds. But then once we get about to, oh, we're almost there. We're going to start to level off and just pick up speed. Yeah, right about here. Okay, and let's just level off like that. And yep, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna start cooking with fire. Look at this. This is oh God. Yeah, we went too high, so I'm gonna kill the throttle. This thing flies pretty good in the atmosphere. It does not fly good in the vacuum of space. So let's toggle to air breathing. And just switch it back to automatic. I want to do that for all of them. While we fall, we're just going to glide a little bit, so it's fine. That is definitely a danger with this guy, is that can happen. We could have kept going, but this guy does not handle very well in a vacuum. It relies on aerodynamics. Oh, and it's switched back. How many of these switch back? All of them? Okay, let's just put it on manual. Air breathing. I only really want to use the air breathing anyway. There, okay. And basically we can just fall for a bit and then start going again. We were climbing a little bit too aggressively there. Air breathing, air breathing. Okay, let's throttle back up. There we go. And let's pull the nose up. And hopefully we don't lose too much stability here. Gotta wrestle with it a little bit until it speeds up again. And then we should be fine. I just have to watch our elevation a little bit more carefully. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, okay, you're doing fine, fella. There we go. We almost got into that flat spin situation, but I bailed us out. So basically, we're going to fly over to this area, and I'll just cut here, and we'll resume recording once we get over there. Any second now. There it goes. And stage. Oh, okay, it hit the tail a little bit. No big deal. Okay, there's the first stage. And we've stabilized it around 20,000 meters. We're getting there. We're almost there. Okay, we are at the area we need to be at. We've come down to about 8,500 meters. The thing we're looking for, I don't even know what it is. I just know the general area that we should be looking in. We need to bank around to the left here. And it should be somewhere just to the north. Hopefully we can do this without having our ship blow up just a minute before finding what we're looking for. As soon as we get onto a northern... Oh boy. A northern... What am I looking for? Direction. As soon as we're going north, I'll show you where we are. We're right here. We're in the middle of this mountain range. And I guess what I'll do is I will just circle around. And we still have plenty of fuel, so I'm not worried about running out of fuel or crashing into the ground or anything. We just have to be a little bit careful. Do a quick flyby through these canyons. Maybe it's down here in this valley? Yes? No. Not there. Okay, we'll just keep looking. I'm not really sure what we're actually looking for. I just know there's supposed to be something here. And it is very bright. That actually hurts my eyes to look at that. It's so white. But yeah, I don't see a thing. Oh, I think that's it right there. Man, that thing is tiny. No wonder I had to fly by it a few times to see it. I think that's a monolith. And I read in the patch notes, or maybe on a forum, or maybe the Kerbal Space Program subreddit somewhere, that in a recent patch they made the monoliths much smaller, like Kerbin size, to where they were at the right scale or whatever. And they used to be bigger. And yeah, that shows a lot. Okay, so we need to try to land on that mountain with this plane, which is going to be hard. We're running out of fuel, this guy. So what I'm going to do, actually, let's fly this way a bit so that we can come in nice and straight. And also I just want to use up the fuel here. We'll drop the fuel right on this mountaintop right here. And then we'll fly back to there. Try and line things up. So that we try to find something that's kind of relatively flat right there. Let's see how much we have left. Okay, we're almost, we're down to 4. I guess it's not going to be timed right to drop it right there, but I need to stay throttled up to drop these guys. Otherwise, it doesn't really work quite right. We can probably start turning around, though, and just keep an eye on that. And once it gets to 0, I'll straighten out, and let me do a F5 just in case. You don't know. Okay, here it goes. Oh, perfect! Perfect! Look at them flapping away. They're like those little seeds that have wings on them or something. Okay, so now we have noticeably less power. But we should still be able to stay afloat. We won't be quite as maneuverable because we can't put as much thrust into this. But it should be fine. We give ourselves plenty of room. We need to try to land on that mountain and on the exact right spot, and then hit the brakes and then lock the brakes. I didn't actually put any ladders on this guy, so once we get off, we won't be able to get back on. We're gonna have to recover the vessel. But whatever, it'll be fine. Let me just turn over. Let's fly upside down for a bit. How about that? And this guy does look pretty cool, and we can totally glide to a stop. Like if we were to run out of fuel, we could ditch these engines and you know, just glide to a landing if we needed to. I don't want to do that, but we could. Okay, but now we need to do some climbing to get up to the top of the mountain before we land. If I screw this up, actually, let's do an F5. We've got it kind of lined up right. This is a really wonky way to land. Let's put the landing gear down. Ba-boom. Okay, let's start to throttle downwards. And yeah, I think this may be okay. Let's turn this way a little more. Okay, let's cut that. Oh gosh, this is scary. We're gonna crash. We're gonna crash. You saw it though already. You already saw it. Pow! There it is. Wait, where? You see it? That was it. That was. Let's see. Can I do another bank around? I don't know if we'll be able to control this guy now. Okay, that was the monolith. Now we can't control him enough to turn us around. I don't think. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's try to preserve Dundred's life. We do have the requisite amount of landing gear left, kind of. Let's actually get rid of... Can we stage these? Yeah. There we go. Now let's see if we can land without dying. You saw the monolith. That's good enough. Oh, crap. Okay, turn SAS off. Hopefully it'll fix itself. There we go. Yes, aerodynamics, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. Okay, not aerodynamics. I'm sorry, Dundred. I'm sorry. Look, there's the moon under the mountain. The moon under the mountain. All right, I guess that's it for this episode. Next time, we'll go look at some more... some more Easter eggs. We'll try to find them anyway. They're a little hard. And then the episode after that, we're going to start our Jewel Super Mission. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.